It looks like Christmas came early, and the UFC is the gift that keeps on giving because they just gave us a huge announcement of fucking banger ass fights. Dana White did one of his made a fucking announcement, emergency announcement. It was just like, motherfuckers, we got title fights after title fights, and then contender fights, and then just banger fun fights. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get into it. The first fight I'm going to talk about that was in that video is finally we are getting a welterweight championship fight between Leon Edwards and Colby Covington. I don't even know how long this fucking fight has been in the works. I think the last top 10 or top 5 welterweight fight was Bilal Muhammad, who fucking commented right here actually. Anyway, was Bilal Muhammad and Gilbert Burns. Shout out my boy Gilbert Burns. He did not get the dub. He did injure himself, but shout out to Bilal Muhammad for pulling that win. I'm going to be doing early predictions for these videos. I'm going to give my opinions on how I think the fight's going to go. So for this fight, I think Leon Edwards is going to take it. As of right now, I think Leon Edwards is going to take it. I think mainly because looking back at their fights and their track records, and I know MMA math, we shouldn't pay attention to that. Like, oh, just because Leon beat Kamaru Usman beat Colby, doesn't mean Leon automatically beats Colby. But it's just the way they beat him. Like, at altitude, an exhausted Leon Edwards, like he said, the worst possible Leon Edwards, KO'd the fuck out of a 100% fucking Kamaru Usman. And then they ran it back for the third time, and he just outpointed him. He outfought him. Usman couldn't really do anything. The pressure wasn't enough. He couldn't really take down Leon. Oh, yeah, and then Leon in the second fight took down Kamaru Usman, something Colby couldn't do. Colby and Usman are like similar styles. High-pressure wrestlers who used to throw the takedown to open up their hands. And honestly, I think Kamaru Usman is a better Colby Covington. And then we saw Leon kind of just dismantle fucking Kamaru Usman twice. Well, second time, it was a Hail Mary kick KO, which was fucking amazing. And then the second time, he like actually outclassed him. Colby Covington, he does have better ground game. I think I talked about this in one of my videos. Kamaru Usman doesn't have like a threat of submissions or anything on the ground, so Leon was willing to just risk it all to get up. Colby Covington actually has some like decent jiu-jitsu and does like threaten positions with like neck cranks and all that, submissions and shit. He may not be trying to lock him in, but the threat of potentially getting locked in will open up people on the ground so they make mistakes, and then Colby can just drown them. Do I think that's going to happen to Leon? Don't think so. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know. I just think Leon's going to keep him at range, leg kick the shit out of him. If Colby goes for any takedowns, I think Leon can stuff him. No offense to America's champ, but taking Leon Edwards on this one. Banger fight. Finally, we got a welterweight fight. Not only a welterweight fight, welterweight championship fight. Shout out the UFC for putting this on. Anyway, next fight. I gotta say, this fucking great fucking matchup. The UFC's fucking amazing. I would suck their cock if I could. Jiri Prochazka versus Alex Pereira. Light heavyweight championship fight, finally, for the vacant light heavyweight championship. Shout out Jamal Hill. Sorry that you got injured, but respect to you for vacating just like Jiri did. But Jiri's coming back from his injury. Alex Pereira is moved up. Had a split decision win against Jan Blachowicz. It was a good fight. It was like a sort of a stinker, but it was good enough to show how Alex would fare. He did pretty well against Jan Blachowicz. I thought Jan took the win, but I'm not mad that Alex got the win. Alex is still my boy, and Jiri's my boy. And you know what? This is a tricky matchup. Jiri's fucking nuts. He has a very awkward style. He does like to get hit a lot. He got hit a lot against Glover. And Glover doesn't have the greatest like kickboxing. He's pretty good at boxing. He's not as good on the feet as Alex Pereira. So if Jiri could get fucking pieced up by Glover, then I might have to take Alex Pereira. Because no offense, Jiri kind of throws like, he's kind of like Tony Ferguson. He goes in there with reckless abandon. I don't think this fight is going to go to the ground. I feel like if anyone's willing to like mix it up, it might be Alex. Even though Jiri did submit Glover, but I think Alex Pereira is going to be, drilling takedowns with Glover and stuff. And he wants to get it back for his boy. He wants to get it back for Glover. Glover couldn't rematch Jiri, so Alex is going to do it instead. But yeah, I'm favoring Alex Pereira. I don't think Alex Pereira's power transfers to light heavyweight. He couldn't knock out an exhausted Jan Blachowicz. To be fair, Alex Pereira was exhausted as well. But I feel like, honestly, they might hit the same, Jiri and Alex. Man, I'm like almost convincing myself that Yuri's going to take it. But as of right now, I'm going to say Alex Pereira's taking it. I'm choosing Alex Pereira. Once the fight comes closer, I'll do full fucking shit. But anyway, all right, and then we got another title fight for, which is the co-main event to the Leon Edwards card. It is Alexandre Pantoja and Brandon Royval. I don't even know who I want to choose. Because I like Alexandre Pantoja. I like Brandon Royval. I feel like he's kind of been getting screwed over a little bit by the UFC. He was on the prelims, and then even Dana White is just like, you know what? We fucked up. This bro should be on like the main card and shit. And you know what? He's finally getting his title fight. I think he lost to Alexandre Pantoja before, or Brandon Moreno. Brandon Royval lost to one of those guys. But I'm just glad Moreno's not getting another fucking title fight. I think he's had 6 title fights in a row. I'm like, bro, you lost, you won, you lost, you won. I'm like, bro, you can't just get infinite. I mean, he did fight, what's his name? Kai Kara France for like an interim belt, but it's still a fucking title fight. But that's also like a contenders fight. You know what I'm saying? Alexandre Pantoja and Brandon Royval. I'm going to say Pantoja. I'm feeling pretty confident, but as the day comes closer, I might change my mind. You never know. But so far, I'm rolling with Alexandre Pantoja, mainly because I think in the Moreno fight, he took Moreno down and he kind of fucked him up on the ground. He's threatened submissions and stuff. And he's not too bad on the feet. I would say Brandon Royval has the advantage on the feet over Alexandre Pantoja, but I feel like Pantoja's advantage on the ground is more than Royval's advantage on the feet. I'm rolling with Pantoja. I don't think it's going to end in a finish. If anyone were to finish the other, Royval, I feel like, has more of a chance to finish Pantoja than Pantoja does Royval. Might be controversial, I don't know. And I think that it is it for title fights, but we got some banger fucking contender fights. The homeboy, Deiveson Figueiredo, is taking on Rob Font, who got fucking wrecked by fucking Corey Sandhagen. A one-on Corey Sandhagen. No offense to Rob Font, but bro, you're a mixed martial artist, and you couldn't do anything. You didn't even stop to take down. You didn't even do anything on the ground. And you couldn't beat a one-armed fucking Corey Sandhagen. Anyway, Deiveson Figueiredo versus Rob Font. A lot of people are like, Rob Font, you know, his volume and his pressure on the feet. But no offense. I'm taking Deiveson Figueiredo. This man has always been huge for the flyweight division, but he's a heavy hitter. I don't know if the power is going to translate to the higher weight class, because he is moving up 10 pounds. I think he walks around at like 165 or something like that. I think that's what he rehydrates to after he cut from 125. So yeah, the weight cut, fucking drastic, taking a drastic toll on Deiveson's fucking health in the fight. Now that he doesn't have to cut as much, I feel like he's going to be like Alex Pereira. Maybe his punching power doesn't translate going up a weight class, but he'll be, you know, more refreshed. He could take more shots. He's faster. He's sharper. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not saying he's going to knock out Rob Font, because Rob Font has taken a lot of fucking damage against Marlon Vera, against fucking Jose Aldo. Like, bro's taking heavy fucking shots. I feel like it'll be interesting to see on the feet. Deiveson Figueiredo's pretty good with the grappling. Him and Moreno had, like, incredible fucking awesome fucking scrambles on the ground. And then I forgot he had like a submission win in 1 minute of the first round. He definitely has the advantage over Rob Font. So if it ever gets to the ground, Deiveson Figueiredo got it, bro. I want to see if Figueiredo's power translates to the higher weight class. But as of right now, choosing Deiveson Figueiredo. Banger fucking matchup. And then the next fight, this one's fucking kind of crazy. We got the return of Tony Ferguson. I know I said not only the return of Tony Ferguson, the return of fucking Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. I know I said, I posted a video on my channel, the unfortunate end of Tony Ferguson. Think he should retire. This is a pretty decently winnable fight for Tony. I agree with this comment right here. It is fucking a random matchup. I kind of forgot that these guys were in the same division. But like I said, it's a winnable matchup. Paddy's striking is absolutely fucking ass, as we all have seen. He leaves his hands down a lot. He gets hit a lot. It's very hittable. I don't think Tony's power is there, but, you know, a head kick's a head kick. Elbows hurt. Maybe his punching power isn't there, but like I said, a kick to the jaw's probably going to wobble someone. I don't know if Paddy has the power to, like, KO fucking Ferguson flat. Not even Justin Gaethje could do that. But to be fair, that was a more fresher Tony Ferguson than this. This is a 6-fight loss Tony Ferguson. And honestly, the only thing that cracked his chin was a fucking front kick to the jaw by Michael Chandler. It wasn't even a punch. It was a fucking kick to the jaw, like perfectly placed to the jaw. So maybe his chin's still there. And that was the last, I think that was the first time Tony Ferguson got KO'd like cold like that. Or the second time in like forever. But yeah, like I said, I don't think Paddy has the power to do that. His striking is pretty ass. You know what I'm saying? But his jiu-jitsu is really good. I think he's more known for his jiu-jitsu than his striking. But if Tony is dropping people like Michael Chandler and Bobby Green, who are way better strikers, is Bobby Green a better fighter overall than Paddy Pimblett? Discussion for another time. I'm just going to say it for the sake of argument. Michael Chandler, Bobby Green, better fighters than Paddy. And Tony's able to fucking drop him and keep his range. And you know what? Fuck it, I'll give it to him. Maybe the eye poke did affect him. I know he did. It was a severe eye poke. And his performance definitely fucking diminished after that eye poke. But I'm not going to blame it all on the eye poke. Tony Ferguson, I rolled with him last time. Do I want to roll with him again? Because, like I said, this is a winnable fight. Paddy leaves his chin out there on a fucking silver platter. And a kick is a kick. Maybe Tony's punches, like I said. Elbow is an elbow and kick is a kick. But on the ground, that's what I don't know. Because Tony didn't look good on the ground in the Bobby Green fight. He got subbed by Bobby Green. I feel like I might have to choose Paddy, but I want to choose Tony. Because, 6-fight wins, loss streak, 40 years old? I feel like you kind of have to choose Paddy, because on paper, it just seems like a win for Paddy. But when you look at it, and the level of competition Tony faced against Paddy, and Paddy isn't even fucking crazy. He's not like a fucking Michael Chandler world beater, crazy striking like Bobby Green. He's none of those. He has pretty good jiu-jitsu and he can sub people. Fucking Charles Oliveira couldn't fucking finish Tony. But Neil Dariush couldn't finish Tony. So what makes me think Paddy Pimblett's jiu-jitsu is going to finish Tony? I think I might have to choose Tony. I mean, it might be stupid, but I'm like looking at it. Like Bobby Green, like Tony was taking a lot of shots. Like he never got dropped or anything. But he went for a really terrible fucking Imanari roll or ankle pick or whatever he was going for. And then Bobby Green just subbed him, right? But like I said, if we're factoring in the eye poke, that's because of eye poke. But what about a 100% old man Tony Ferguson? I don't know. That's a good one. As of right now, I think I might roll with Tony Ferguson. But like I said, when the fight comes up, I'll make a prediction video and then I'll talk more about it. But like I said, I don't know what Paddy can do. Paddy is not a world beater. They're trying to make him this fucking star, but he's not impressive skill-wise. He leaves his fucking chin out there like this, striking with people, Jared Gordon fucking lighting him up. He got dropped in his first fight in the UFC. Not dropped. He got wobbled in his first fight in the UFC. Sure, he knocked that dude out. But they were both kind of stupid and just going in there basically like those old-timey boxers with their chin out and shit. I'm like, bro, chill, Paddy. And isn't he coming off of an injury or surgery or something? So who knows? Who knows? Maybe he improved his striking. Maybe he's going to come in there, chin down and everything. I don't know. As of right now, I think I'm going to choose Tony Ferguson because I just don't. If anything, Paddy might take it by decision. I don't see him finishing him with his jiu-jitsu unless Tony Ferguson's eye poked or something. I don't know. Anyway, next matchup. That was a fucking banger. This one is also a banger and also really, really fucking weird because Stephen Thompson. It's a welterweight bout between Shavkat Rakhmonov. I'm gonna say Rakhmonov, and then Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who initially rejected this fight. I think last year, 2 years ago, or something. I'm gonna talk shit about Wonderboy. I know a lot of people like Wonderboy, but I have to air this out. Wonderboy's kind of silly, and I feel like the only reason why he's taking it. I think Shavkat is finally above Wonderboy in the rankings. So it gets him closer to a title, and I'm pretty sure the UFC was just like, you know what, if you beat him, you can jump Bilal Muhammad for a title shot. No offense to Bilal Muhammad, but because Stephen Thompson said he wants to fight a belt. He wants to go for a belt. He wants the fight that gets him closest to the belt. And I think Rakhmonov is Rakhmonov. I'm gonna say Rakhmonov is one rank above Wonderboy. I think Wonderboy's 8 and Rakhmonov's 7. Or Wonderboy's 7 and Rakhmonov's 6. One of those. So it doesn't get him that close to a title fight. The only possible explanation for Wonderboy taking this fight is probably that they guaranteed him a title shot over Bilal Muhammad. That's the only thing that I can think of. Because Kamaru Usman called out, he was just like, the only matchup that makes sense for me is Stephen Thompson. And then Stephen Thompson was just like, I want to fight Kamaru Usman. That gets me close to a title. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like, I'm not here to fight for fun. I'm trying to get a fucking title. So this makes me believe that they guaranteed whoever wins a title shot. I don't know. I don't want to say that. I don't want to jinx Bully B. Bilal Muhammad over there. But that's the only thing I can think of. And because Stephen Thompson's like, I don't want to fight wrestlers. Give me a striker. I want to have fun fights. And then he's just like, oh, now I want to fight for the title. Oh, but everyone in front of me is a fucking wrestler. Oh, I rejected Shavkat before. Oh, fuck it. I'll fight him now. He's above me in rankings. I don't know. Wonder Boy's kind of been annoying me lately. I still like him. He's still cool. Obviously, I'm taking my boy Shavkat, though. But this is interesting. Shavkat has a chin on him because he was taking fucking big shots from fucking Jeff Neal. Hands of Steel Neal. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker got heavy hands. That's why he's called Hands of Steel. So, he was taking heavy shots. But he was very hittable. And Wonder Boy is very good at striking. He's really good. But he was also getting clipped a lot by Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland's a pretty good striker too. But that was only in like the first 2 rounds. And Shavkat's pretty good at striking too, but he can also grapple. But he couldn't take down Jeff Neal. Actually, to be fair, didn't Jeff Neal like... Why am I acting like this was live? I think Jeff Neal fucking weighed in like 8 or close to 10 pounds over Shavkat. But Shavkat was like, fuck it, I'll take it. And he still beat his ass. Take a Shavkat, bro. There's no fucking way. But it's interesting. It's an interesting matchup. Because like I said, I feel like this is winnable for Wonder Boy. But he is the older fighter by a lot. I think Shavkat's what? In his 20s? And Wonder Boy's 40? Like, sheesh, bro. But yeah, Shavkat, I'm taking Shavkat over this. But it's a winnable fight for Stephen Thompson. But I would have to say that's the last fight I'm going to talk about. I would have to say out of all the fights, I think I am the most excited for the 2 main... I don't know, that Tony Ferguson one is interesting because I want to see if Tony Ferguson could get the win. What did he say? 5 fights in a title fight? Maybe this is the beginning of the 5-fight win streak, dude. Because older fighters... But lightweight is a very fucking tough division. That might be my most excited fight because the novelty of seeing Tony Ferguson either submitting, ankle picking, fucking Paddy Pimblett submitting him or just knocking him out or something. I'll cry, bro. Tony Ferguson versus Paddy Pimblett. Not only does Paddy Pimblett, if he loses, they destroy one of the potential stars that the UFC is trying to force on us, and it elevates Tony Ferguson again, and then he shows that he's back. I think that maybe I'm a part of the problem, like I said. But I'm excited for that fight because it's a winnable fight. I probably shouldn't be this excited for that Tony Ferguson fight. But yeah, it's a 2 title fights. Fucking awesome. I'm excited for that. But that Tony Ferguson fight, let's go. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, those are my opinions on the fight. This video went on long enough. Shout out the UFC. Shout out all the fighters. Can't wait. More videos coming out soon. Prediction videos, essays, random variety videos. Stay tuned. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.